Hi guys, and welcome back to Fringe Friday. I am Carmen, and today we are going to be watching Season 3, Episode 8 of Fringe. AKA, I think, the one where Peter figures everything out, you know? I am both excited and apprehensive about this episode because, I mean, maybe I'm way off base about what's going to happen, but based off of Olivia finding a way to make contact at the end of last episode, I think that hopefully Peter is going to realize the truth in this episode and finally understand the trauma that he's been through and hopefully start to accept it, rebuild from it. Like, I'll talk about it at the end of the episode. Sorry, there's a lot I could say, but I don't want to take up too much time at the beginning of this episode. Where we are. Olivia made contact with Peter. What does that mean for Olivia on the other side? Is she going to be safe? Can Peter and Walter and Broyles and everybody save her? Can that Broyles and Charlie and Lincoln help to save her? Like, can we find a way to save both worlds? Can we, what's going to happen? Literally the only way to know is by pressing the button. So I'm going to stop talking and let's just get right into it. Is this the start of the episode? I wonder if are they starting the episode where the last one ended?
Hello? Walter, is that you?
Is this Peter Bishop?
Yeah. I just got so stressed all of a sudden.
Her name was Olivia. She has a message for you. She's trapped in the other universe.
Okay.
Who is it?
What is he gonna say?
Apparently I'm eligible for unprecedented savings.
Wonder what he's gonna do. Come on, Peter. Is he just gonna lay there like all night, awake, freaking out? Is he waiting for her to go to? Was he waiting for her to go to sleep? He's looking around to see if anything is like suspicious, right? I'm stressed. What's the locked file? What's the locked file? What's the password?
What'd you do?
Oh,
Sending an email.
At 2:15?
Well, it's not 2:15 in Greece. Thought I'd catch up with a friend in Corinth.
You got a friend in Corinth?
And like he always says, Naine kalitero anthropo apoton petero tu.
What does it mean?
be a better man than your father was, right? Is that what he said?
It means be a better man than your father. His dad's not great at communicating either, so we have that in common. Yeah, be right there. Just go grab a glass of water.
He tested her. He tested her. That was so smart, Peter. I am so stressed. The level of stress is like sky high.
I failed the test, didn't I?
Yep. You sure fucking did.
What did it mean?
What he said.
It meant exactly what I said it meant. But it was Olivia who said it to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How'd you figure me out?
Olivia.
How'd you do it?
God, don't hurt him.
How'd you replace her, Olivia? You were with us when we came back from the other side, weren't you?
You have a lot of questions. I understand. But you can understand that I can't give you the answers.
This from the woman standing in front of me in pajamas who just shared the same bed with me. I guess answers is where you draw the line.
Fucking touche. What's that?
5cc should be enough. You gonna come after me?
Oh, yeah.
You gonna kill me?
No, I'm gonna get answers.
And he's gonna get his Olivia
If I
back.
find out that you did anything to Olivia,
Then he'll kill you.
then I'm gonna kill you.
Fuck yes, you will. Sorry. I still think he should have just like left the apartment, but he had to find out for himself, so I understand. He should have been like, oh, it was Walter. I gotta go.
The effects of the paralysis will wear off in a few hours.
She didn't kill him because they need him, in my opinion. It's not how I expected it to go so far. I just want our Olivia back. I just want her back. I just want her back. Ooh. It's gonna be both worlds. The stress that I feel has just gone up even further.
It seems that Olivia was able to cross over momentarily, but unable to stay here.
We gotta
Yeah.
get her back.
Yes. Yes.
How do we get over there, Walter?
Crossing over is out of the question.
No, we're getting her back.
Peter, you said she administered the paralytic at 2:15 a.m. Now, what were you doing here at 2:15 a.m.?
Well, Olivia called our house. She thought she heard someone trying to enter her apartment.
Walter.
And of course.
You don't have to cover for me. Since we came back from over there, Olivia and I became something more than friends.
I see.
Understandable, son.
So you see that he was victimized in all of this.
She took the wrong computer. I was searching her computer last night and she caught me, but I convinced her that it was mine.
What's on it?
I don't know. It was encrypted.
Ooh, yes, 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 yes.
I want access to every file on this computer.
Get Astrid. Astrid can do it. I believe in her. Mm-hmm. Oh god. Okay. Olivia. Broyles, I love you. I trust you. I have faith in you. Don't you fucking disappoint me.
A single person would use the girl. We've gotten all we need from her. And obviously they have equivalent mass. Pull your team off whatever they're doing. I need a time and a location for Agent Dunham.
Alive or dead? How do you want to send back their Olivia, alive or dead? Because I feel there are very valuable parts for study, and I would just have to replace their mass.
Bitch. Don't you... Brandon, I will kill you myself. I will kill you myself. I will come into that freaking world.
Now, with what we've discovered about how that girl crosses over, we're about to turn the tide. Only one world can survive. Finally, we've made strides so that it can be ours. Our Olivia will be returning shortly.
To a safe return.
What the fuck did you say to Brandon? That's what I want to know. Broyles.
So far, our task force has recovered 17 pieces of Walter's device. 5:30 this morning, the other Olivia used her clearance to access the aircraft hangar where they're being stored. She took this.
Well, that explains why she's here. Walter and I couldn't find all the pieces to the machine on the other side, so we must have sent her over here to retrieve it.
But if her mission is complete,
Then she may be going home.
and not only may Walter be able to complete this device, but if we lose her, we lose our chance to use her to get Olivia back.
Yeah.
She tricked my son with her carnal manipulations, and he fell right into her agenda.
Agenda?
It's not funny. It's very serious, but it's funny the way that he phrased it.
Didn't she tell you she always brought these back when she went to the federal building? This bakery is in the Bronx. Why would she go there?
Because she must know somebody there.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a woman who frequents this area. You seen her before?
No. Can't say as I have.
You sure?
Yeah.
Typewriters, huh? Seems like kind of a high rent area to be selling something so retro.
I specialize in stuff that's hard to find.
Yeah, I can see that. You can also see my computer right here.
Did she plant this?
It's a quantum entangled telegraph. It's a machine that could communicate between universes. It's fascinating.
Works anything like a normal typewriter.
I'm stressed.
Well, no. Your money's no good here, sir. Times are tough. It's nice to know we have heroes.
Broyles. If I will stop watching this show, you guys. I'm so stressed.
I wanted to come and see you. Thank you for not giving me up. You easily could have.
How's your son?
He's sleeping through the night again. We owe that to you. I want
Yeah.
you to know that I realize that.
Can you help her?
Is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable?
They're gonna kill her. You could, like, not let her get killed.
That's not why you're here. You're here to make yourself more comfortable. Do you know what they're gonna do to me?
They better fucking do nothing.
Why I have these marks on my forehead. They're gonna swap me for your Olivia. But they're gonna kill me first. They're gonna cut out my brain and study it.
Come on, Broyles, please.
If you can get me out of here, I can get myself home.
I can't.
Please.
My world is dying because of what your side is doing to us. If I help you escape...
Despite what you think, my universe is not at war with yours. This all began because a man came over here to save a boy. And 25 years later, I came back to save that same boy.
Yes.
But if you let me die, then we will strike back and we will fight.
Yes, she's right.
But if you let me go, both universes can't survive. There must be another way.
Yes.
Promise you I will find it.
Yes, she will.
2 floors up. There's a lab there. If you can get me in there, then I can get myself back home.
And if you're lying, you'd say anything right now because your life depends on it.
She's not.
Am I supposed to just hope you're telling me the truth?
She's not lying.
If you don't trust me, then there is no hope.
She saved her son. Please.
I'm sorry.
Please.
Please. She saved your son.
I have a decision to make.
Please make the right one.
Remember when I joined Fringe Division? 2 weeks into the job, we had that vortex in East River. 165 people swallowed up, half of them kids. But now we may actually have a chance to start to put our world back together, fix it. Only thing is, to do that, we're gonna have to go to war. A lot of lives will be lost. An unimaginable number. And I don't know if I can live with that.
Yes, because you shouldn't.
There may be another option. Either way, who am I to play God with other people's lives? Who am I to make that choice?
If you're the only person who
20
can.
years ago, I knew that you were the right man to protect our world. After all these years, I've never stopped believing that. I think this world is in as much pain as it can stand. We need to restore hope.
Yes, hope. Come on, Broyles.
And if there were anyone I would bet on to survive over there, it would be her.
Oh, God. Broyles. I really fucking need you, Broyles. Broyles? 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 I'm very stressed. Broyles?
60 resting. Should I give her more sedative?
Broyles?
Why don't you go prepare the coolers in the receiving room?
Broyles? 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 Broyles, I need you to walk in right now.
Excuse me. You're not allowed to be.
Please be Broyles. Please. 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 Please, 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 please. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you know what you're doing.
You get back from me.
Yeah.
Don't thank me yet. I have to give you adrenaline.
Oh no, please don't do.
Okay, okay. Come on. Come on, come on.
What is it?
I'm not positive, but I think it's cortexifen. It's a long story, but if I'm right, this is why they stopped their experiments on me, because they found what they needed, and it could help your people cross over to my side.
Destroy all of it, then they still need you. Right? Like, come on.
They empty the tank. I can't cross over.
Take the... Oh my god. Okay. I'm trying. Come on.
Come on, we have to go.
Yeah.
You've done enough. Now, if I can just get to the other side of the island, then maybe I can swim for it. I've done it before.
They've changed the harbor patrols. You'll never make it.
Yes. Help her. 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 Help her.
But I can get you there.
Yes. 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 I love Broyles. I love Broyles. I love Broyles. I love Broyles. I love Broyles.
Olivia Dunham is gone.
Yes. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. So fucking stressed.
Don't shoot yourself.
No gun for me.
No.
Good idea.
No gun for you, Walter.
Let's split up. You three with me.
I can't worry about writing anything down right now.
Dunham, freeze! I got her. She's in the northwest bathroom.
Yes.
Put your guns down, or I will shoot her.
She will.
Put your guns down, or I will kill her!
Put them down.
I would shoot her in the arm.
My God, Mom! Mom! Don't you make me kill her! Mom!
That guy's still in there.
What's your daughter's name? Your daughter's name, what is it?
They changed. Yep. Yep, he knew! Peter is so smart. I fucking love him.
Weapon, now!
Peter?
Take her.
You ain't fooling him again.
Listen, whatever happens to me, I want you to know that this started out as an assignment, but it became
Something more.
Yeah, you became a creepy...
That would be so much easier to believe if you weren't in handcuffs right now.
Good Peter, good Peter, good Peter. Good Peter. Tell her to fuck off. What? What is it? I don't care. I don't care if she cares about him after assaulting him. I don't care. Sorry. Just the truth. Now you need a lot of water and salt. Oh, I'm worried about the Broyles and I'm worried about our Olivia. Is it Harvard? Are they at Harvard?
They're here. How did they find us?
Subcutaneous tracker. I'm too important to lose. Look, I've seen war, but if what you're saying is true, in the end, I have to believe in hope. Please make this worth it.
Oh my god. Please, please. They better not hurt Broyles. Is she gonna pop up there? Is she gonna pop up there? Please. Please. Please be there to stay. Please be there to stay.
God.
Oh God. Please be okay. Please be okay. Please be okay.
These look familiar.
Familiar how?
I don't know yet. E minor. It's pretty.
No, 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 no.
Olivia's back.
She's what?
Apparently she crossed over into your father's lab. Astrid's with her. They're in an ambulance on their way to Boston General.
Why Boston General? Is she okay?
They think she had some kind of seizure.
All right, I'm going to see Olivia.
Here,
Wait.
remember why this is familiar? The mnemonic rods.
Yes.
Like Belly and I used to use to help objects cross between universes. And this was found in there, Olivia's bag.
Yes. Broyles, stop. I don't think you want to see this.
No! Was that Broyles?
Have you seen Colonel Broyles? He's late to work this morning.
No.
And his wife said that he did not come home last night, and that is very unlike him.
It was Broyles. He helped her. Oh gosh. You better be okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Olivia.
Don't apologize. You were the only thing that got me through. If it wasn't for you, I would never have made it back. You saved my life.
That's not gonna help his guilt. It's at the end. Yeah. Oh my God. What a fucking episode. That was very stressful. I can't believe she's... You guys. I can't believe she's funny. Honestly, you guys, after that episode, I need like a tequila or 12. I still feel like stressed. If you guys have anxiety or you've felt like anxious before, which I think everybody has, you know how it just feels like your chest is like completely full and you're just like, it's hard to explain. You guys know what I mean, probably. I still feel that way. Like I literally want to go get like a shot of tequila and like, you know, because it's stress mixed with excitement now, right? The entire episode, like my stress was like going off, out of the roof, off the roof, blowing the roof. I don't know. Words are hard. I'm trying to calm down so that I can actually articulate the things that I want to say about this episode. One, what an action-packed, crazy, emotional, freaking roller coaster of a journey of an episode of television. Like, the last episode and this episode are up there with my favorite episodes of Fringe, maybe my favorite episodes, maybe some of my favorite episodes of TV. It's hard to say at this exact moment because there's the recency bias of like, I literally just saw this. And I need a bit of removal to actually, you know, figure out where it goes and my favorites and everything. But that was a great episode of television. That is the kind of storytelling that I think that Fringe does so well. And a lot of shows try, I think, to do it, but I think that's something to me that sets Fringe apart, is that like it like punches you in the face, but with feels. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, the acting is so good, like the storytelling is so good, the writing, it's all so good, and all of them, each individual character is so different and feels so real and so complex and interesting. So even like characters who I don't like, I still am like, they're doing something, the actor, to make me like hate that character. You know what I mean? Like Brandon. Honestly, fuck Brandon. Like, if I could, I would punch him right in the face. Like, not the actor, because I understand he's just an actor. But like, if that character was standing in front of me, I'd just punch him right in the face. He's already dead, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. Sorry, that was, I know that like every couple episodes, like every so often in Fringe, I don't even talk about the episode. And I'm just like, can we appreciate that this is great television, you know? And it needs to be said. It needs to be said. I'm also trying to calm myself down so that I can talk about the episode, because I don't want to burst into tears. I want to be able to articulate the things that I'm trying to say. Let's try this. Let's try. I love that Peter got the call. He evaluated the situation that he was in, and he looked for clues to prove that that was true or false, right? He didn't immediately dismiss it, which, I mean, would be foolish, so I don't think Peter would do that. But he also didn't, like, immediately believe it, which as an audience member, you kind of want him to, because you know it's true. But the character of Peter would corroborate and find evidence that would, you know, make it true or false. And so I like that Peter did that. I like that he tested her, because he's looking at the computer and he's seeing these are details about the case files and stuff. This phrase that Belle told Olivia to say to me, wouldn't be in a case file. Like, they wouldn't include that, right? So he knows that it's something that only the real Olivia would know. And it's so smart, and it's so exhilarating and validating for the audience, I think, at least for me, to be like, yeah, fuck you, you're, you know, like, he figured you out, you know. And then it's not so like woo for Peter, of course, because he's like, fuck, I figured you out, you know. And as we saw at the end of the episode, I think that Peter is going to carry, which I suspected already, but I think that he is going to carry some guilt for not seeing it, especially, you know, Olivia telling him, like, you're the only thing that got me through, you know, like, you saved me, because, like, Figment Peter was doing the most, you know, that part of her brain that loves him and wants to return to him and to herself and all of that. Like, without that, she would have not been able to know that she wasn't her, and she would have been killed, you know? And so I think that that's only going to amplify Peter's guilt, right? Because not only did he not know that that wasn't you, but I think he fell for a version of Olivia, faux Olivia, that wasn't her. And I think that that hurts him too, right? Because he's in love with Olivia. But he also now has this complication of, he had a relationship, he had 8 weeks, he had these moments with faux Olivia and not Olivia, you know? And he cared for her. He he liked that version of her. He probably loved that version of her. And so that's going to be all messed up in his head. And then the two of them are going to be all messed up in his head. And I also really hope that they acknowledge that, like, Walter was like joking, like, all this harlot seduced my son and stuff like that. But like, I hope that it's acknowledged that it wasn't consensual because he didn't know that that wasn't his Olivia. I hope that they call it what it was, which was assault, which was, you know, words YouTube doesn't like. But like, I really do hope that that's acknowledged and that Peter unravels that and realizes that he shouldn't carry that guilt with him because he was a victim. He didn't ask for this to happen to him. I hope that his journey through recovering from that, dealing with that, finding his way with our Olivia, the one true Olivia, I hope that it's acknowledged, and I hope that it's given the proper significance that it deserves, I think. I also want to say, and I've talked about this a lot, you guys know where I stand with Olivia. Some of you don't like it. That's fine. I respect that. But I think that you, in turn, should also respect where I stand with her. And I found the scene where he finds the pictures in the book bag to be a little bit frustrating because it almost seems like the show is trying to excuse what she did because she cared. She grew to care about him, right? And the thing is, I don't care. I don't care whether or not her assault came from a place of like pure business, like this is my job and I'm gonna do it, or if it came from a place of genuine care for him. That doesn't matter because she still didn't tell him the truth, and therefore it was still assault and not a consensual action between two adults. Do you know what I mean? And I think that to try to muddy the water with saying that she grew to care about him, it felt a bit like they want to excuse it, you know? Like, I almost would prefer and respect her a little bit more if she was like, this was business. I did what I had to do to save my world. Honestly, like, I don't know. To me, it feels like emotional manipulation. And it does, it feels like excusing her behavior. And I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. If it helps Peter to come to terms with what happened, that to believe that she actually cares about him, which I do think to some extent she does, then I guess it's okay. But I don't love the framing of it. I don't love the framing of it. And that's just my personal opinion. I love other Broyles in this episode. I love him so much. Like, he literally is the MVP. Like, he saved our Olivia's life, and he died doing it. And like, I love that it was around the idea of hope, right? You know, his wife's like, you have to choose hope, and he wants to choose hope because otherwise it's just war and more death and more destruction and more carnage, when he could have had a chance to stop that, when he could have had a chance to save people. And I love that he chose hope and to save people. And I love that he did choose to help our Olivia, which I thought that he would. Sorry, I'm very emotional. But I love the idea that they're presenting with it, that in times of darkness and when there's very little hope and things seem very bleak, that you can choose hope, even if it's not the most logical choice, even if it's not the choice that most people would make, even if it's the more dangerous choice, you can still choose hope. And while it might not have paid off immediately for him, because, you know, he ended up dying, it did pay off for his world, or I hope that it will ultimately pay off for his world, because I hope that Peter and Olivia will be able to find a way to save both worlds, like Olivia promised him and like Peter wants to do. It's just, I really liked that Broyles, and now I'm very worried because who's gonna take over that Fringe division? Like, who's going to be in charge, and what's that gonna look like now? I'm also curious as to if from now on the episodes are going to be like this episode was and sort of occupy both worlds, or if we're going to switch back and forth. I think it would be harder to switch back and forth now that our Olivia is back where she belongs. But I think that there's also definitely a possibility that they will, because now we, the audience, are more familiar with the other characters, or familiar enough with the other characters and what's going on in that world to justify showing us that world. I don't know if it's enough to justify like an entire episode, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they do it. Like, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm curious as to how they're going to navigate this now, because I honestly did not think that only 8 episodes into the season Olivia would be back and in our world, and the gang would be back together, you know. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate that. And also, I just gotta say, they better leave Henry the fuck alone, okay? Don't you be seeking him out. He is just a nice man who helped Olivia. Leave him alone. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I will say that I feel a little bit more excited to keep watching the season. Like, there's that sort of dread that I felt at Peter learning the truth and getting Olivia back to our world is dissipated a little bit. Like, I still am worried and don't know what the hell is going to happen next, but those main points of like anxiety and stress for the season so far, they've like reached tenable levels now, you know, and I can kind of be a little bit more excited to press play on the next episode and see. Obviously, I still am a little nervous because I want to see how Peter takes it. I want to see how this is going to affect Peter and Olivia's relationship, because obviously it's going to. I think that Peter is probably going to need time to just be friends, and maybe even time to just not see her. And I don't know what his healing journey is going to look like, but I think that it's going to change the dynamic between them for sure. And slightly apprehensive to see how that's gonna go, just to see how Olivia is going to process what's happened to her and the trauma she's been through and keep existing in our world now and her world, and to see how Peter's gonna process the trauma that he's been through and how they're gonna move forward together and individually. It's gonna be an interesting thing to see, and I look forward to it and am apprehensive of it at the same time. So there's probably other stuff that I need to say. I literally wrote like nothing down in the episode, basically, and just had to write down a few notes at the end of the episode. So there's probably a lot that I'm forgetting to talk about. Oh, one thing, Peter knowing that that was a shapeshifter and just giving no fucks and just being like, nah, I'm done being played with. loved. Loved, loved, loved. Loved. I loved it. I loved it. I'm curious as to what the part of the machine that the guy who got his legs, like, what the hell is that gonna do? Are they gonna take it back to the other side? Like, is it really dangerous? I'm trying to think, because just saying those two things, I'm like, yeah, there was two things that I forgot to mention. Anyway, if there's anything else, I'll try to mention it in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the next episode right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description down below, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every episode thus far of Fringe. I'm gonna go have some tequila. Until next time. Bye, guys.